Hello, friends.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome. And we're going to first welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to tell you a little story. A couple days ago, one of my dad's nurses told me that she went into his room at the skilled nursing facility, and it was quiet in there. So she told the Amazon Tower to play some country music, and it started up. And my dad said, "What is this? This isn't country music. I want real country music." And she said,
Oh, it's like modern stuff?
"Yeah, it was current stuff." And she said, "Oh, you mean classic country?" And he said, "Yes."
See, yeah, good taste in music.
So Emmylou Harris, as you know, is the keeper of the country music, the classic country music flame.
Yeah.
And so in the spirit of Thanksgiving and to honor her and celebrate her music, we are going to play all Emmylou Harris songs today.
Yeah.
And we're going to dedicate this show to my dad. We'll have a little bit more to say about that at the end of the show. But for right now, I think we're going to just settle into the beautiful healing power of music.
Yeah.
And kick it off with a song. This is one that our sister Chris Kennedy has asked for. And this is from the Elite Hotel album, one of my favorite Emmylou Harris albums from 1976.
Mm-hmm.
And a song written by...
It was written by a Baptist minister named Earl Montgomery, whose nickname was Peanut.
So this is a song by Peanut.
Reverend Peanut. I love this song.
We're going to play this in the key of A. I know a lot of folks like to play along. Let me get rid of that. There's a banner there. I don't want to... Because you got to see the chords, right?
Yeah, it's mostly just A, D, and E.
A, D, and E. You
There's
can
a
play
little
along.
B action
Ready?
somewhere.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I don't have to chop no wood. I can be better, I can be good. I can be any way that I feel one of these days. Might be a woman that's dressed in black, be a hobo by the railroad track. I'll be gone like a wayward man one of these days. One of these days it will soon be all over, cut and dry, and I won't have this urge to go all bottled up inside. One of these days I look back and I would say I left in time, or somewhere from me I know there's peace of mind. I might someday walk across this land, carrying the Lord's book in my hand, going across the country singing loud as I can. One of these days, but I won't have trouble on my back, button like the devil with a chopping axe. Gonna shake him off on my back one of these days. One of these days it will soon be all over, cut and dry, and I won't have this urge to go all bottled up inside. One of these days I will back, and I will say I left in time, or somewhere from me I know there's peace of mind. It's gonna be peace of mind for me one of these days. I didn't check to see if our sound is
Great
good.
song.
Sounding great. Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. You know, Emmylou is not only a great singer, but she's the world's greatest chooser of songs.
Amazing.
sing.
Yeah.
She knows such a vast range of songs, and she just picks the best ones. Classic one. This is like a modern classic song, right?
Well, not anymore.
This one coming up.
Well, it's from 1978, so
But it's not from the 50s.
It's not from the
or
50s, but
40s or anything
yeah.
like that.
And this is written by Carlene Carter and Susanna Clark. Guy Clark's wife, Susanna, was a great songwriter as well.
Yeah.
From the quarter moon in a 10-cent town. You know, every time the moon comes up, that really thin crescent moon comes up in the sky, I say, quarter moon in a 10-cent town.
Yeah. It's
And,
a great song.
We're going to send this one out to our sister Chris, too. She asked for this. Actually, a lot of people asked for this at the top of the hour.
If you're related to us, you get more than one request. That's
Yeah,
our
we'll
rule.
we'll do them all eventually. This is easy from now on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There he goes, gone again. Same old story, gotta come to an end. Loving him was a one-way street, but I'm getting off where the crossroads meet. It's a quarter moon in a 10-cent town. It's time for me to lay my heartaches down. Saturday night, I'm gonna make myself a name. Take a month of Sundays to try and explain. It's gonna be easy to feel the heart of a thirsty woman, harder to kill. Ghost of a no good man, and I'll be riding high, fandango sky. It's gonna be easy from now on. Raw as a whip, clean as bone, soft to the touch when you take me home. But when the morning comes and it's time for me to leave, don't worry about me, I got a wild card up my sleeve. It's gonna be easy to feel the heart of a thirsty woman, harder to kill. Ghost of a no good man, and I'll be riding high in the fandango sky. It's gonna be easy. Easy from now on. La la la. La la la. What a great song.
That's a great song.
You know, when picking out these songs, there's so many because Emmylou's career is decades long and it's got decades to go, I'm sure. But we really love, we really love the Graham and Emmylou stuff.
Yeah, back in the very beginning.
And we're gonna do one now that Joyce Allen Alsop wrote for Carl and Pearl Butler. They took a lot of those old country like way back country standards and arranged them for
duo, husband and wife duo.
Carl and Pearl Butler. Yeah, I got it. I got some vinyl on Carl and Pearl right over there.
And Graham knew all that stuff. He was sort of like a scholar of vintage country music.
And this is from Graham's solo debut album, GP in 1973, and Emmylou was all over that one. This is called We'll Sweep Out the Ashes in the Morning. I know it's wrong to let this fire burn between us. We've got to stop this wild desire in you and in me. So we'll let the flame burn once again until the thrill is gone. Then we'll sweep out the ashes in the morning. We're two people caught up in a flame that has to die down soon. I didn't mean to start this fire and neither did you. So tonight when you hold me tight, we'll let the fire burn on. Then we'll sweep out the ashes in the morning. Each time we meet, we both agree it's for the last time. But out of your arms, I'm out of my mind. So we'll taste the thrill of stolen love tonight until the dawning. And we'll sweep out the ashes in the morning. We're two people caught up in a flame that has to die down soon. I didn't mean to start this fire and neither did you. So tonight when you hold me tight, we'll let the fire burn on. Then we'll sweep out the ashes in the morning. Yes, we'll taste the thrill of stolen love tonight until the dawning. Then we'll sweep out the ashes. We'll sweep out the ashes. We'll sweep out the ashes in the morning. We send that out to our old friend Judith Joyner.
Yeah.
She wanted to hear some of that good old Graham and Emmylou stuff.
First time I ever heard that song, you were singing it in a bar in a bowling alley in Texas, right next to a shooting range.
know.
So
It was weird.
as you were singing, you heard these guns firing next door.
That's Texas.
That was Texas.
Yeah.
That was a Texas gig, if there ever was one.
Well, we're going to do a song. I've never played this one before, but I was so glad when our friend Peter Holsapple asked us to play it because it's from the Ballad of Sally Rose album from 1985. One of my favorite albums, and one of the things I like so much about it is, you know, you're talking about how Emmylou picked great songs. Mm-hmm. She wrote great songs on this record.
Yeah.
She didn't write that often up to this point, but when she did, man, I think because her taste in songs was so high that she wrote up to that level.
And you know there's an autobiographical part to this song, because she's one of the great rhythm guitarists.
Yeah.
No,
we're doing bad news.
Oh, okay.
You gave away a later
Never
song.
mind.
That's all right. We'll do two songs.
That's called
on this.
telegraphing.
Yeah, you telegraphed. Anyway,
Yeah, I telegraphed. Sorry.
this is a song that on the record it's only 2 short verses, but we kind of expand it for you into a full song.
This
right?
goes out to Peter Holsapple.
1, 2, 3, 4. We'll never That's awesome. That song,
cool,
that song
man.
had to be stretched out because it's such a good song.
Yeah.
It goes by so quickly on the record.
Yeah, that's a cool song. I never knew that song.
That whole album's
before this
great.
week.
That whole album's great. Amazing. We're gonna do a song. We did this one on a previous episode, but I did get a lot of requests for it. Let me take a sip. And this is this I'm gonna do a little show and tell now. This is a Louvin Brothers song. And Emmylou, I don't think anyone would know. I mean, anyone of our generation would even know about the Louvin Brothers if it wasn't for Emmylou, because she did so many of their songs and really championed them. And when I was living in Austin in the 80s, I loved the Louvin Brothers, and subsequently saved up all my, all those gigs I did for tips. Mm-hmm. I played like 9 gigs a week and saved up all my tips. And I bought
To spend on records.
the Bear Family box set, 8 CDs of Louvin Brothers. And the best part about it is that Charlie Louvin came to the Continental Club to play. And I brought this, and he autographed it for me. Look at that.
Cool. He played at the Continental?
Yes, he played at the Continental Club.
That's where we first met. Wow.
It is. Isn't that great? Wow. So I love the Louvin Brothers, and I credit Emmylou Harris with bringing them to my attention.
Anybody who loves harmony singing. I just read Graham Nash's book, and he said that he and David Crosby studied the Everly Brothers and the Louvin Brothers. That was like their 2 main things.
Yeah. Well, let's do this Louvin Brothers song.
They were great
In the
writers,
key,
too.
it's another simple song if you want to play along. It's in the key of A, and it's just your basic, A, D, E.
Yeah.
Ready? If I could only win your love, I'd make the most of everything. I'd gladly wear your wedding ring. My heart would never stray one dream away. If I could only win your love, I'd give my all to make it live. You never know how much I'd give if I could only win your love. Oh, how can I ever say how I crave your love when you're gone away? Oh, how can I ever show how I burn inside when you hold me tight? If I could only win your love, I'd give my all to make it live. You never know how much I'd give if I could only win your love. If I could only win your love, I'd give my all to make it live. You never know how much I'd give if I could only win your love. Oh, how can I ever say how I crave your love when you're gone away? Oh, how can I ever show how I burn inside when you hold me tight? If I could only win your love, I'd give my all to make it live. You never know how much I'd give if I could only win your love. Those songs kind of almost sing themselves, once you get going, it's like you're on a ride and you can't get off.
It's like a harmony groove
Yeah.
that just happens, gets its own legs.
We're going to do another song that I think we might have done this in a previous episode, but I got so many requests for it. And of course, you mentioned the Everly Brothers. This is a Felice and Boudleaux Bryant song and another Graham, I keep saying Emily, why do I do that? Graham and Emmylou song. And their version of this is my favorite. Oh, yay, the lap steel comes out.
Gotta have a crying steel on this song.
Yeah, these are good crying songs. Ready, Pete? Come on, Pete.
Let me get my slide.
Get your slide on. Get your
Alrighty.
slide on. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. love scars, love wounds and marks. Any heart not tough nor strong enough to take a lot of pain, take a lot of pain. Love is like a cloud, holds a lot of rain. Love hurts. Love hurts. I'm young, I know, but even so, I know a thing or two. I've learned from you. Really learned a lot. Really learned a lot. Love is like a stone, burns you when it's hot. Love hurts. Love hurts. Some fools reign of happiness, blissfulness, togetherness. Some fools fool themselves, I guess, but they're not fooling me. I know it isn't true. No, it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts. Love Some fools reign of happiness, blissfulness, togetherness. Some fools fool themselves, I guess, but they're not fooling me. I know it isn't true. No, it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts. Love hurts. Excuse me.
Another great song. You could say that after every,
Every
one
song.
of these songs.
Every one of these songs. I need a swig after that one.
By Felice and Beulah O'Brien.
Yeah,
Felice was a great, great lyricist. They were a great partnership.
they were amazing. We're gonna do a song that Jim Dagler has requested. This is another song I've never played before, but I always wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a good. We're gonna kick it up a little. We gotta put a little into this.
Plug in here.
And this is a Delbert McClinton penned song.
Oh, that's right.
He wrote
yeah,
this song.
Yeah.
And we're gonna send this one out to all of our listeners on the West Coast,
Yeah.
right?
Any aspiring musician would identify with this.
Yeah.
That includes me.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Came out west together with a common desire. Fever we had might have set the West Coast on fire. 2 months later, got trouble in mind. Well, my baby moved out and left me behind. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Well, the way he left sure turned my head around. Seemed like overnight he just up and put me down. Ain't gonna let it bother me today. I've been working and I'm too tired anyway. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Yeah, 1,600 miles from the people I know. Well, I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. Thought I'd be in the sun all day, but I've been sweeping on a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. I'll take it, Pete. Well, I'm 1,600 miles from the people I know. Yeah, I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. I'd be in the sun all day, but I've been sweeping out a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Yes, it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. Well, it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine.
That's a great song,
I like to have a
man.
good loud song to just purge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Purge.
That's a good one. Delbert writes a good funky song.
Well, you were about to give away this song.
Oh, this is
bit
the one
back.
I telegraphed.
You telegraphed the song from the Ballad of Sally Rose.
I didn't totally telegraph it.
I'll tell you why I love this song, because I always thought the song was about me. Because, Pete is such a great lead player, and I play rhythm guitar. Every now and then, early on, Pete would say, "Why don't you take a lead?" And I could play very minimal lead, and I'm like, I don't want to play lead guitar. I want to play rhythm guitar. I'm good at rhythm guitar, and I think that you don't need to be a lead player to be a good guitar player.
Rhythm guitar is more important.
Yeah.
It's the foundation of the whole band.
Yeah, that's right. So when I heard the song on the Sally Rose album, I'm like, that's me. And this is called rhythm guitar, and you're gonna play bass. Oh, I
Yeah.
get to start this
There
off by
should
myself.
not be any lead guitar in this.
I also want to say that this guitar is actually the star of the show. If you're playing Emmylou Harris songs, the J200, it's the classic.
Gibson J200, yeah.
Well, she played around town till she opened the show. For a high roll singer down to Tupelo. Saw her in the lights and he gave her a hand. Next thing Sally knew, she was one of the band. She said, don't give me nothing that I can't do. singing the third. She said, don't give me nothing that I can't use. I got the rhythm and I don't need the blues. I don't wanna ride no shooting star. Just wanna play on the rhythm guitar. Well, Sally keeps her feet planted down the grass. Don't lose her head when the sun goes down. Everybody's out looking for romance, but Sally just wanna get the people to dance. She said, don't give me nothing that I can't use. I got the rhythm and I don't need the blues. Don't wanna ride no shooting star. Just wanna play on the rhythm guitar. She said, don't give me nothing that I can't use. I got the rhythm and I don't need the blues. Don't wanna ride no shooting star. Just wanna play on the rhythm guitar. I said I just wanna play on the rhythm guitar. Yeah, just wanna play on the rhythm guitar. Feels so good to sing that. And just
Yeah.
good solid rhythm. That's all you need. Just a good solid rhythm.
We're talking about all these great songwriters. Yeah, Emmylou is a great songwriter.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of Emmylou songs that we are not going to get to in this hour, but I guarantee you that we got so many requests for so many songs that we'll do another one of these.
Yeah, it's gonna cycle around.
For now, we're going to send this one out to Ken Kistler. Asked for this. This is a song that Emmylou wrote with Rodney Crowell. Am I right about that?
Is it
Amarillo.
Ken? Did a guy named Ken Kistler write this song?
No, Ken Kistler requested it.
Oh, Ken. We're gonna give you credit for writing this song.
I think Emmylou wrote it with Rodney.
You know Rodney Crowell? I love this.
Somebody
lyric.
Googled for me while we're getting set to play.
I never
the song.
knew what this song was about. I thought it was like a cheating song about Texas.
You didn't listen to the lyrics. You got to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, I know, but this week when I learned this song, I realized what a great song it is. You got to listen to every word of this song and get the story.
One. Oh, my baby never was the cheating kind, and it's not because the ladies didn't try. Now everywhere they go, they're walking around him slow, giving him a flutter and a sigh. But I got him past that redhead in Atlanta. Lord, I walked all over that black-eyed Cajun queen, but outside of Amarillo, found his thrill, I tell you. I lost him to a jukebox and a pinball machine. Oh, Amarillo, what you want my baby for? Oh, Amarillo, now I won't go home no more. You don't play the trick on me, hooked him in first degree. Now put another quarter, push dial in and quarter, while he wrecks up 50,000 on a pinball machine. If we only hadn't stopped there for coffee, if someone hadn't played the window up above, oh, he'd still be mine today. But he heard those fiddles play. One look and then I knew this must be love. Oh, that pinball machine was in order. But he saw those lights and had to hear 'em ring. And he never was the same after he won his first free game. Oh, I lost him to a jukebox and a pinball machine. Oh, Amarillo, what you want my baby for? Oh, That's another one of those rides you almost can't get off of once it starts.
That's the James Burton lick.
Ah. Yeah,
You can do
man.
it low.
From the Elite Hotel album, another
Yeah.
great. I mean, all of her records are great. But when I first heard her stuff, Elite Hotel, Pieces of the Sky, and all those early ones, it just hooked me.
And that song, anybody who grew up like I did playing in bars, the pinball machine was like
yeah.
a sacred icon.
But
This
think
is
of it-
before Pong was invented.
Well, but think of it now, like the little video games on your phone, they're free and they get you hooked just like this does. So
Yeah.
so the modern version is the dude
but
on
you
his
know,
phone.
on 3rd Avenue around 26th Street, there's a pinball arcade there.
Yeah,
with
it's
real
probably not
vintage
open,
pinball
is it?
machines. Yeah, I don't know if they're open now, but
Social distancing. Well,
it's still a
speaking of
thing.
Pieces of the Sky was Emmy's first solo album, released in 1975, and one of the songs on the record is one that she co-wrote with our friend Bill Danoff.
Yeah, yeah. What a dear guy, and what a great, great songwriter. The two of them together. There's a reference here to Route 95, which I love because it refers to Emmy's
The DC
time in
background.
D.C. Yeah. Which is where I was too.
And I know a bunch of people asked for this at the top of the show. So
yeah.
this is for you. This is Boulder to Birmingham. Ready?
Looking it together.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to hear a love song. I got on this airplane just to fly, and I know there's life below me, but all that you can show me is a prairie in the sky. And I don't want to hear a sad story full of heartbreak and desire. The last time I felt like this, I was in the wilderness and the canyon was on fire, and I stood on the mountain in the night and I watched it burn. I watched it burn. Watched it burn. But I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, and I would hold my life in a saving grace, and I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham. If I thought I could see you, I could see your face. Oh, you really got me this time. And the hardest part is knowing I'll survive. I've come to listen to the sound of the trucks as they move down on 95, and pretending it's the ocean.
You know,
Nothing.
what can
You
you?
can't say
say?
nothing. You can't say nothing. Well, I said in the beginning that well, I'm gonna wait. First, I want to say that since we started doing these live streams, 37 weeks ago, our goal initially was always to uplift and encourage people.
Yeah.
Right, and we've been so proud to see the chat room bloom with people and all kinds of kindness and love and support that you've shown to each other in the chat window. And we never thought back then that we would be the ones in need of moral support, but we're so lucky to have such a loving community here. So thank you again for being here. We're gonna do a song that where is it? Where did it go? We're going to do a song that we sang one time with Phil Kaufman. And it was one of the times he got fired from the tour. He did that a lot. He was proud of that, actually.
Phil knew this song because he was Graham Parsons'
Yeah.
road manager,
No.
executive nanny.
No. Road Mangler.
He was the man.
So we're gonna send this one to Phil.
Yeah.
And my dad, Phil and my dad both were in the same operation in the Korean conflict.
Yeah.
They
that's right.
they were reviewing films,
Yeah, he was a veteran.
and their motto was "We kill 'em with film."
Yeah.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there. It's another great Graham and Emmy. I did it again. Graham and I should say it slower.
You're kind of abbreviating the name.
No, you can't abbreviate Emmylou Harris. That's it. It's like the only way to say it.
Yeah.
This is Wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We've all got wheels to take ourselves away. We got the telephone to say what we can say. We all got higher and higher every day. Come on, wheels, take this boy away. We're not afraid to ride. We're not afraid to die. So come on, wheels, take me home today. Oh, come on, wheels, take this boy away. And when I feel my time is almost up and destiny is in my right hand, I'll turn to Him who made my faith so strong. Come on, wheels, make this boy a man. We're not afraid to ride. We're not afraid to die. So come on, wheels, take me home today. Oh, come on, wheels, take this boy away. Oh, come on, wheels, take this boy away. Oh yeah.
I love singing that stuff.
Tell us about this next song.
We did a gig when we were playing with on one of our tours with Nancy Griffith, backing Nancy. We had a gig up in Ann Arbor. The show was Glenn Campbell on his farewell tour, and Emmylou Harris, and Nancy Griffith. And so we did our set with Nancy, and then we just kind of sat back and were able to watch Emmylou do a great set. And she did a lot of her older stuff, and then to watch Glenn Campbell do, playing really right at the end of his career, and he knew it was the end of his career. He had so much soul, and he was playing so great. And the evening couldn't have been any better, but it did get better because a few days before the show, Phil Kaufman, who we just mentioned, had emailed us, and he said, Emmy wants Maura to come out, both of you guys, but she wants Maura to sing an old gospel type of song with her for the encore. And so that's what we did. We came out and played with Emmylou and her band, and your voices blended so beautifully, just like I knew they would. And the song is about traveling on, and that's why we're playing it today.
Yeah, and those of you who are our regular viewers know, because I've mentioned it a lot, that my dad always watched these shows. He watched every one. And then at the end of every one of these shows, we would leave and go and do a window visit with him. We were very lucky in the last couple of months that we could also take a COVID test and go in and be inside with him one-on-one. I would go in and read to him every week or two. And those are precious memories to us. I just want to tell you, though, if you haven't heard, that
he passed on Wednesday. And in the morning, Maura went in, they sat and they sang together. And then Maura did a little solo version of Moon River just for him, which is about crossing a river. How beautiful is that?
But we didn't know, we didn't know he was ready to go.
No.
I had Moon River on my mind because Teresa Marsick requested it last week for our 400th song. And but in retrospect, it seemed to have been the perfect song. We're not going to play that song. We're going to play this other one. But before we do, I want to put up my favorite picture of my dad. And, he wrote his own obituary, but my brother Vince augmented it. And it's a beautiful obituary, and you can read it if you go to legacy.com and look up my dad. And you'll also see in there a link for the Gordon Boudreau Scholarship Fund if you're so inclined. And also, if you're so inclined to come to the funeral, I beg you not to. I beg you to live stream it because it's all set up for that on Wednesday. So we're going to sing this one for my dad. And it's called Rough and Rocky. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Darling, I have come to tell you, though it almost breaks my heart, but before the morning, darling, we'll be many miles apart. That's for Dad.
It's for Dad.
You know, Thanksgiving is just this week, and we are so thankful not only to you all for being here, but to the staff who took care of my dad. And I want to, and I know that they would go in and hold the tablet for him because he could no longer hold anything, and he couldn't watch it he couldn't see on the YouTube on TV. He had to have the thing, and they would sit there for an hour every Sunday, one of them. And so I want to thank Mary Beth and Chris and Ellen and Ruth, Gloria, Christina, Janice, my dad's girlfriend, he called her, Geraldine, Lily, and Ben,
Lily and Ben.
and all the staff.
I asked Ben one time, I said, you've been here for so long, did you ever want to be like an administrative person in the office upstairs? He said, no, I don't want to get away from the residents.
He loved them.
They were like family.
He loved them.
Yeah.
So this is not an Emmylou Harris song. This is a song that we often send out to all the frontline workers. And please keep them in mind when you make your plans this week for Thanksgiving. They're having a hard time keeping up with all the COVID. So please think of them, and as we do. And we'll see you next week. 1, 2, 3, 4. You watched the fire burn on the hillside. Thought you were safe until the flames were at your door. And later on, bitter rains brought on a landslide so hard to fight a foe you've never seen before. If we can only keep you safe until tomorrow, I promise you there'll be 10,000 better days. I do believe that you believe the things you thought you heard and saw, the things that made your heart beat like 1,000 drums. If we can only keep you safe until tomorrow comes. Bury your suspicion like a battle scar. Laugh at my superstition, dance upon the crack. Sometimes I wonder where it is you think you are. Sometimes I wonder if you're ever coming back. If we can only keep you safe until tomorrow, I promise you there'll be 10,000 better days. I do believe that you believe the things you thought you heard and saw, the things that made your heart beat like 1,000 drums. If we can only keep you safe until tomorrow comes. I know it's so hard to trust a pathway made of crumbs, but we'll show you the way. our dear friends, for being here with us.
Stay safe.
Please do, and we are thankful for you. We're thankful for the time that we spent with my dad. We're thankful for all the people who take care of people like my dad. And please stay safe. One more look. And stay safe and happy Thanksgiving. Love you all. Bye-bye.